Hey, shalom, 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 Yasha Allah. Hey, Salaki.
Damn.
I just went live just now. Um, damn, he got the Punisher up there.
Khan.
Damn.
Hey, Salatia, Israel. Little technical difficulties. Gonna give brothers a chance to come back on. Get the people a chance to get back in. That kind of threw off the floor a little bit, Israel. But I'm gonna bounce around a little bit in these next few scriptures here. Get through this tonight for the people. You know, most high's will I can get up out this car. All right. Hey, let's just jump right into Jeremiah, right? Let me get Jeremiah chapter where we end off at on that?
Losing Job.
Yeah, we
What you
can
talking about?
crash on that.
What you talking about? We was in Isaiah 2, Isaiah 47.
Kind.
Yeah, I left off at verse 14 in Isaiah 47.
Nine all praises. Let me just see something on that real quick. Hey, Salatia as well. Bear with us in the spirit. See if I want to go on. Yeah, all right, go ahead, keep going on that. Yeah. Hey, Salatia as well. We back in Isaiah chapter 47. Let's just go to let's start back from verse 13.
Khan. Isaiah 47 and 13. Thou art wearied in the multitude of thy counsels. Let now the astrologers, the stargazers, the monthly prognosticators stand up and save thee from these things that shall come upon thee.
Go
Behold,
ahead.
they shall be as stubble, the fire shall burn them. They shall not deliver themselves from the power of the flame. There shall not be a coal to warm at, nor fire to sit before it.
And you understand that, right? It says, behold, they shall be as stubble, right? So where else can we understand some people that's gonna be like stubble? Hmm? Who gonna be stubble?
Esau.
Esau, the devil, right? Let me get what's that? Obadiah 1 and 18 real quick. Right?
The book of Obi,
That's right. Book of Obadiah, man. Because we gotta see what's going on here. And let me get Wisdom of Solomon 3 verse 3, I believe too.
Khan. I got Wisdom of Solomon.
Yeah, let me get Obadiah first.
Khan. The book of Obadiah 1 and 18. And the house of Jacob shall be a fire, and the house of Joseph a flame, and the house of Esau for stubble.
So understand that, right? It says, behold, they shall be as stubble, the fire shall burn them. You understand? Hey, this is payback, people, right? And so Esau gonna be as stubble on that day, right? In the house of Jacob or what?
And the house of Joseph a flame,
So like the house of yeah, God. Go ahead.
and the house of Esau for stubble.
Mm-hmm.
And they shall kindle in them and devour them, and there shall not be any remaining of the house of Esau.
So
For
you're gonna
the
see,
Lord has spoken.
Salakia, for Yahweh has spoken it. You're gonna see through these scriptures, man, that it ain't gonna be none remaining in Babylon. Okay? None of these generations, man, none of these people gonna go on here. You see that? It's gonna be the end of this place. Let me get that Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 3, verse 3, I believe. Right? Let me see what it says.
Wisdom of Solomon 3:3. And they're going from us to be utter destruction, but they are in peace. Is
Go
that what
ahead.
you wanted?
Yeah, Khan, go ahead.
For thou they be punished in the sight of men, yet is their hope full of immortality.
Mm-hmm.
And having been a little chastised, they shall be greatly rewarded, for Yahweh proved them and found them worthy for himself.
Go ahead.
As gold in the furnace has he tried them and received them as a burnt offering.
I think
And
it's
in the
verse 7 I want.
okay, Khan. Verse 7, and in the time of their visitation they shall shine and run to and fro like sparks among the stubble.
You understand that? So in the time of our visitation, man, we gonna run as sparks, man, and they're not gonna be able to stop the power on from the children of Israel from rising on that day, man. You see that? And it says, and run to and fro like sparks among the stubble, man. We're gonna be frying Esau up on that day, people. They're gonna be finished, man. So y'all take a little, a little pen and a pad and put these scriptures together, right? You know what I'm saying? Those in the YouTube world that's listening to this lesson, man. You see that? Because this is the understanding that you must have when you start to see the destruction of your enemy, right? That all of these things line up together when you start to break them down, when you start to remember certain words within these scriptures, right? So let's go ahead back to our let me see. Let's just go on over. Let's just get Jeremiah real quick, right? Let's just get into it. Jeremiah chapter 50. Where we at? We done started over.
Damn.
Jeremiah chapter 50, verse 1.
Khan.
All right.
This is the book of Jeremiah 50:1. The word that the Lord spake against Babylon and against the land of the Chaldeans by Jeremiah the prophet. Declare ye among the nations and publish, and set up a standard. Publish and conceal not. Say, Babylon is taken, Bel is confounded, Merodach is broken in pieces, her idols are confounded, her images are broken in pieces.
Go ahead.
For out of the north there cometh up a nation against her, which shall make her land desolate, and none shall dwell therein. They shall remove, they shall depart, both man and beast.
Mm-hmm.
And in those days, in that time, saith the Lord, the children of Israel shall come, they and the children of Judah together, going and weeping. They shall go and seek Yahweh their power. They shall ask the way to Zion.
What should the children of Israel be doing in the last days?
They shall ask the way to Zion.
How many people are asking the way to Zion? Are these people in Christianity? Are they asking the way to Zion? Do they know the way to Zion?
Hell no.
do they know how to get to the land of Zion that's mourning for the children of Israel to keep Sabbaths again in the land? Right? So how they gonna tell you the laws and the commandments is done away with when we got a land that's mourning for us to keep Sabbaths there? Right? So we are asking the way to Zion. You see that? Right? With our faces, they're saying, come and let us join ourselves with Yahweh in a perpetual covenant that shall not be forgotten. Right? What perpetual covenant? You see that? When you read the book of Hebrews chapter 8, verse 8, when you read Jeremiah 31 and 31, then you see the perpetual covenant that's only for the children of Israel, not all you nations. You see that? Verse 6.
You want me to read that for you?
Verse 6.
Khan. My people have been lost sheep. Their shepherds have caused them to go astray. They have turned them away on the mountain. They have gone from mountain to hill. They have forgotten their resting place.
It says they have forgotten their resting place. How did they forget their resting place? Being in Babylon, being a part of this wicked system, not keeping the law, statutes, and commandments, not loving your brother as yourself, right? Not raising up this nation. That's how you forgot your resting place, man. Let me get what is that? Micah 2 and 10. Let me get Micah 2 verse 10. Let me see. I'll grab it real quick. You got it?
Yeah, I'll grab it for you.
Yeah, I'm here. I got it, brother. Still where you at? This is Micah chapter 2 verse 10. It says, "Arise ye and depart, for this is not your rest, because it is polluted, and it shall destroy you," right? Even with a sore destruction. So this place that we've been in, you understand, is for our destruction. You see that? It's full of falsehoods. It's full of lies. You see that? It's full of false prophets and false prophecies from these wicked people that have taken the word of our creators and twisted it so the children of Israel would never come back to their power. So the children of Israel would not seek the way to Zion, right? So that we would want to stay here thinking that, hey, listen, I'm good. I got my house. I got everything that I worked for, my career. You see that? I went to school in this system, right? And learned everything from the devil. You see that? But you forgot this won't your resting place. You see that? You forgot you were supposed to make a return. And you see, you don't have to worry about most of the people trying to make that pilgrimage because it ain't for everybody, right? So don't get it twisted. There are going to be warriors that stay here for the impending battle. Everybody not meant to take flight. So listen to what I'm saying clearly, people. I don't want you to get it twisted, right? There's position and power given to everybody within this work, right? There's position and power given to all of us. Some of us are going to read the word. We got good, excellent readers. Some of us are excellent orators. Some of us are excellent ministers and counselors and teachers. Some of us are prophets and seers. You see that? So we got to come out with this knowledge and put it together in the last days, right? Because that's what makes the children of Israel great. That's what separates us from all these other nations, is us coming together with the spirit from on high. Because only we connected to the source, right? But go ahead back to where I had you at.
Khan. I'm on verse 7 now.
Khan, all praises.
Jeremiah 50 and 7. All that found them have devoured them, and their adversaries said, "We offend not, because they have sinned against the Lord, the habitation of justice." Even
you see that?
Lord,
hold on, stop right there. Hold on, real quick, right? It said, all that found them have devoured them, and the adversaries said, "We offend not," because they have sinned against their power, right? Against Yahweh. So these nations have a clear understanding of something that we don't. While these people are telling us not to keep God's laws, while these people are telling us not to keep the commandments, right? What's that? Judith chapter 5, right? Judith chapter 5 verse 12, I believe. Let me see. Judith chapter 5 and 12. I'll start at 17, right? It says Judith chapter 5 and verse 17 in the Apocrypha, for those that don't have it. but the brother got it on the screen for you, right? It says, and whilst they sinned not before their power, they prospered, right? You understand that when you go to Joshua 1:8, our prosperity is rooted in keeping the laws and the commandments, okay? And it says, because their power that hated iniquity was with them. But when they departed from the way which he appointed them, they were destroyed in many battles with Salathia, very sore, and were led captive into a land that was not theirs. And the temple of their power was cast to the ground, and their cities was taken by the enemies. But now are they returned to their power and are come up from the place where they were scattered and have possessed Jerusalem, right? So we gotta understand that when we come back to our power and our creator, these nations cannot touch us, people. You see that? And it says, verse 20, now therefore, my Lord and governor, if there be any ever against this people and they sin against their power, let us consider that this shall be their ruin. You see that? And let us go up and we shall overcome them. But if there be no iniquity in their nation, it says, let my Lord now pass. So these people understand that you are lords to them. They understand that you are above them in stature, right? So it says, now let my Lord now pass by, lest their Lord defend them and their God be for them, and we become a reproach before all the world. Right? So when we come back to our creators and keep the law, statutes, and commandments, then we're going to put these people in the perpetual reproach before the world because of what they've done to us by taking our heritage away from us, by keeping their foot on our necks, by feeding us defiled bread. You understand that? By polluting and poisoning our children in these wicked school systems. You see that? By injecting us with things that have polluted our temple, right? Their wicked inventions is going to be their destruction in the last days, right? But go ahead back to where I had you at in the other, in Jeremiah. The what?
We offend not because they have sinned against the Lord, the habitation of justice, even the Lord, the hope of their fathers. Remove out of the midst of Babylon, and go forth out of the land of the Chaldeans, and be as the he-goats before the flocks.
See, we got to position those of us, you understand, that have received certain levels of wisdom on what their duties must be within this work. So we have those that have gone out before he-goats before the flock to go to different lands to preach this gospel. You see that? To be able to travel to obtain a certain level of wisdom, because that's how you gain knowledge and wisdom within this earth on a different level through travel, because you get to see the different ends of the earth. You get to see what the people are living like that ain't polluted by Babylon. You see that? You get to see what the people are living like that still are under some level of order within this earth, right? And then you start to see, okay, we tripping over here, right? We've been tripping the whole time. Now I see why the 10 tribes made that declaration amongst themselves to say, you know what, the hell with these Assyrians, man, right? We're going to go ahead this day and choose to serve our power, and we're going to go to a land where never mankind dwelt so we can keep the commandments, right? So that we're not polluted no more with these people, man, with the wicked system of captivity and oppression, right? That's what the mighty 10 tribes did. You see that? They said, nah, we getting up out of here, man. We want to serve our creator. And you're going to understand that there's going to be a righteous remnant that got to do the same thing. You see, the elect of Israel will be here to bring judgment and see the fall of Babylon. The rest of these nations are going to see it from the outside, right? The rest of the people are going to see it through the outside, those that be escaped of Israel. You see that? So this walk ain't made for everybody to stay here and prophesy. Everybody wasn't given that instruction. See that? So you got to see where your ministry is. You got to see what your position is within this walk. You see that? You got to see if you're a warrior. Everybody ain't warriors, man. Of course, the Most High is going to give us that power and the strength of David. Those that don't know how to fight. You see that? But that's what you should be praying for. You should be praying like David did and ask the Lord to teach your hands to fight. Those that don't know how to fight, so you can protect your borders and protect your families. You see that? Go ahead.
Con. Verse 9. For lo, I will raise and cause to come up against Babylon an assembly of great nations from the north country, and they shall set themselves in array against her. From thence she shall be taken. Their arrows shall be as of a mighty expert man. None shall return in vain.
Go ahead.
And Chaldea shall be a spoil. All that spoil her shall be satisfied, saith Yahweh.
Mm-hmm.
Because ye were glad, because ye rejoiced, O ye destroyers of mine heritage.
You understand that? They have destroyed the heritage of the Most High, which goes back into his commandments and his laws. You see that? They've destroyed it. So why would you want to be a part of that number by saying what we ain't got to do to obtain the kingdom of the Most High? You see that? You're a destroyer of the heritage. You're a destroyer of the order from the beginning. And you should be taught over again. Right? Go ahead.
Because ye are grown fat as the heifer at grass and bellow as bulls. Your mother shall be sore confounded. She that bare you shall be ashamed. Behold, the hindermost of the nations shall be a wilderness, a dry land, and a desert. Because of the wrath of the Lord, it shall not be inhabited, but it shall be wholly desolate. Everyone that goeth by Babylon shall be astonished and hiss at all her plagues.
Hey, listen, ain't nobody going by ancient Babylon over there and hissing at them plagues, man. Right? So that's how we know this is speaking of something else, right? Go ahead.
Con. Slack it. Put yourself in array against Babylon round about. All ye that bend the bow, shoot at her. Spare no arrows, for she hath sinned against Yahweh.
Mm-hmm.
Shout against her round about. She hath given her hand. Her foundations are fallen. Her
Right, and you
walls
see
are
that? Chill out there. It says shout against her round about. Aren't we supposed to go out on the highways and the hedges throughout the four corners of the earth and bring this kingdom down because that's the rising of our kingdom? Aren't we supposed to wake up the children of Israel? Right? So we've been sent out like the prophets of old. That's why I started off with Jeremiah 28:8. The same prophets that was prophesying the downfall of many kingdoms. You see that? And that's what we're doing. So we're shouting against her. You see that? Because we want this place destroyed. We want the rising of our people. Right? So the more we go out and teach, the more this place is falling and falling until it's sunk. Right? Go ahead.
Her walls are thrown down, for it is the vengeance of the Lord. Take vengeance upon her, as she hath done, do unto her. Cut off the sowers, from Babylon,
Go ahead.
and him that handleth the sickle in the time of harvest. For fear of the oppressing sword, they shall turn every one to his people.
Now
and they
stop
shall
right there, right? So out there, stop right there real quick, right? Because I get asked a lot, right? If we're teaching that we're the children of Israel in the last days, and there's so many Israelites out here, why are we so divided? Why are we not coming together yet? What is going on with the people? And you know what I tell people? This scripture right here. When wars start, that's when you're going to see people start to really come together, right? When the destruction start to hit right next to your city, that's when you're going to see brothers putting away their doctrines and their filth and saying, you know what, let me join myself over here with these brothers, because why? I know they know to keep the commandments and the law. You see that? I know somewhere within these brothers that they have the spirit. You see that? So it's important for us to understand, people, that when these destructions happen and the oppressor sword, they shall turn everyone to his people, and they shall do what, brother?
And they shall flee every one to his own land.
No, we're going to stay right here in Babylon and catch this sword, everybody.
And they shall flee every one to his own land.
So we got to understand, we got to be wise, people, right? We got to be wise as serpents and harmless as doves. You understand that? To our own people. To understand that at some point in time, we're going to have to make these transitions. Those of us, you know, that have wives, those of us that have little ones, you see that? You must put in your mind that these things will come to pass, right? That everybody in Israel ain't being beamed up in no chariot and brought to Zion, man. I'm sorry to break the news to you. Okay? I'm sorry. But you know what? For the sake of me saying that, I'll come with another lesson to follow up on the deliverance of Israel through the Spirit as a whole, to show who's going to receive the spirit and power like Elijah, to go and see who's going to receive the spirit of Enoch. You see that? Those that was written of in the book of Revelations, the 11th chapter. Right? So we're going to make all things make sense in the last days and cut out the confusion and madness, man. You see that? So we got to return to our own land, those of us, right? Let me get Isaiah 13. It's a lot.
Isaiah 15,
13.
13, Salakia.
Mhm.
What verse?
Verse 1.
Con. Isaiah 13 and 1. The burden of Babylon, which Isaiah the son of Amos did see. Lift ye up a banner upon the high mountain, exalt the voice unto them, shake the hand, that they may go into the gates of the nobles.
Right? Hey, listen, and that's what we're doing. We're going out into the gates of the nobles, right? Go ahead.
I have commanded my sanctified ones.
Mm-hmm.
I have also called my mighty ones from mine anger, even them that rejoice in my highness.
Hey, listen, and we rejoicing in the highness in the last days, right? Of our creators, right? That put us in captivity and bondage, right? We are embracing the judgments that was put on us, right? Remember that, man. We have to stand on the laws, the commandments, and the judgments, people, right? We have to take those judgments that come on us when we are disobedient. We got to love them the same way we love that grace and mercy that we receive. So we have received the punishment for breaking God's law, statutes, and commandments, and we understand that that's how we return through our tribulations, through our errors. Gold tried in the furnace of affliction, right? Go ahead.
The noise of a multitude in the mountains, like as of a great people, a tumultuous noise of the kingdoms of nations gathered together.
Mm-hmm.
The Lord of hosts mustereth the host of the battle. They come from a far country, from the end of heaven, even the Lord, and the weapons of his indignation to destroy the whole land.
Go ahead. What verse you at?
Con. Verse 6.
Con, all praise.
Howl ye, for the day of the Lord is at hand. It shall come as a destruction from the Almighty. Therefore shall all hands be faint, and every man's heart shall melt, and they shall be afraid.
And you
Pangs
see
and
that
sorrow.
that's coming to Babylon, people. That's coming to all of these your army, your navy, your marines, your air force, your space force. Okay, they don't went and created a space force for you. You see that? So you can see what's coming, what's gonna befall this place, right? They got to go out here to try to prevent the things that's gonna come into this atmosphere one day, right? The wars that's gonna take place in the heavens. Go ahead.
Con. Pangs and sorrows shall take hold of them. They shall be in pain as a woman that travaileth. They shall be amazed at one another. Their faces shall be as flames.
And when
Behold,
it says their faces shall be as flames, it's going into the disfigurement of one's countenance, right? How they're going to be so confused on that day, right? They're not going to know if they want to cry or be happy what's going on. You see that? Because there's still some of their people going to understand that this is our time to rise again. You see that? That these nations are going to know that when we're in power, that they're going to be at some level of peace, right? But we're in mourning right now. All of these people are in mourning, like the brother Mahar was going into, right? That even the devil have put, slavery on his own people. You warn against your own people, and these people are fed up. That's why this kingdom is divided. That's why you see nation rising against nation, right? That's why you see all of these states going to Texas to try to control that border crisis that's going on. Go ahead.
Con. Verse 9. Behold, the day of the Lord cometh, cruel, both with wrath and fierce anger, to lay the land desolate, and he shall destroy the sinners thereof out of it.
Mm-hmm.
For the stars of heaven and the constellations thereof shall not give their light. The sun shall be darkened in his going forth, and the
Hey,
moon.
Salatia, can you jump down to 16? Let's
Con,
just try to get through some of this.
verse 16.
Mm-hmm.
Their children also shall be dashed to pieces before their eyes. Their houses shall be spoiled, and their wives ravished.
Mm-hmm.
Behold, I will stir up the Medes against them,
All right,
which
so
shall
stop
not.
right there. We're going to pause on that, right? It says, behold, I will stir up the Medes against them, right? So we're going to get into a little bit of that, but let's see what's going on. Can you pull up them our people that just, got slaughtered over there in this wicked military, man, right? Who did it to them, man? Right? You got that clip, Ma, of that strike that happened over there?
Let me see.
Because I'm gonna tell you right now, when you begin to see these people mess with Iran in the last days, that's when you know what time we really in. And they've been punching that button for a long time. They've been pushing that button for about, roughly over 10 years. You see that? But they ain't really roused up the Medes like they're doing right now in our present day. You see that? Because when you see this right here, you know that this has never happened in history, what they've done to these people. Right? Because we're in the time of AI, man. Right? We're in the time of technology. Well, they ain't got to go, themselves over there. They can just send a damn something that's electronically, driven to your place of peace and safety where you think you're good at. But let's play this clip right here.
3 U.S. soldiers were killed today, and at least 34 were injured after a drone attack struck a base in Jordan, with the number of injured expected to rise as 8 are in critical condition and have been medically evacuated. The attack was carried out by Iranian-sponsored militant groups, and the Islamic resistance in Iraq claimed responsibility for the attack. And this is the first time U.S. soldiers have been killed by Iranian proxies since they started. It's an incredible escalation that will likely be met with a massive response. This is the bloodiest attack on U.S. troops in the Middle East in a while, and it's also the first lethal drone strike on the U.S. ever. U.S. senators are already calling on the president to strike Iran, with Senator Lindsey Graham saying, "Hit Iran now, hit them hard." The Speaker of the House saying that America must send a crystal clear message. Also, a member of the House Armed Services Committee said that Iran is directly ordering these attacks, and the president says that a response is coming, with response plans reportedly being drawn up at this very moment, and it could come as early as tonight. It also wouldn't be surprising if Iran itself gets it in addition to these groups in Iraq and Syria, with this reportedly being the 159th Iranian-sponsored attack on the U.S. since October. Meanwhile, the UK called on Iran to stop escalating, and the soldiers were on an advise and assist mission with the Jordanian military. But as all of this develops, follow to stay in the loop. 3 U.S. soldiers were...
Now, Salaki also, now here's the crazy part is that if you ask Iran, they say they didn't do it.
Right. And you know what? You got several of them over there saying that they did it. Like I think Iraq said, no, it was us. You see that? So what is that going to do? Right? They stirring up the Medes, man. They stirring up the prophecies that's going to come to pass real soon. So what side of this are you going to be on? Those of you that may be listening to this that's in the military, man, you got a chance to get out. You got a chance to get up out of there, right? Because they're going to overflow that thing with these migrants they bringing over here anyway. They already setting that stage.
They talking about that they're gonna give the migrants U.S. citizenship if they join the military.
See that? You see that? Hey, they wouldn't even let you join the military, right? Hey, without a high school education.
Man, they lax that too. They said now you ain't gotta have no GED, you don't have no high school diploma, you good. You could just sign your name. If you got a heartbeat, you good. You got crooked feet, who cares?
Right. None of the standards that we set to be strong, it doesn't matter anymore. The force, the powerful force that America once had, hey, you're going to see that is women in there, man. Bunch of ladies, bunch of, mixed up people. Right? But I want to go back to Isaiah real quick to mirror that Jeremiah 15 and 16. We're going to read that again, but I skipped over a point here. And I'll read it. Verse 14 says, in Isaiah 13 and 14, it says, "And it shall be as the chase roe, and as a sheep that no man taketh up. They shall every man turn to his own people, and flee everyone into his own land." Right? Didn't we just read that in Jeremiah? You can't tell me these prophets ain't lining up to mirror one another with these things that are supposed to come to pass for God's people.
Yep.
Right?
You could lay
So
all these scrolls right on the table, right? And just pick and chew like they line right up.
All of them line up perfectly. And you know who got to be the ones to make it make sense? We do. Right? We got to be the ones to sit down and study these letters over and over, to look at them, to link them together. Right? Hey, this is work that we're doing on our own account, in our own labor. We ain't getting paid for this, people. Right? We're not these churches that have been set up to deceive the people. We more so just want the people to come together and repent, right, under the Holy One of Israel. You see that? So let's go back to Jeremiah 15 and 16. Let's read that one more time.
Con. Verse 16. Their children also shall be dashed to pieces before their eyes, and their houses shall be spoiled, and their wives ravished.
No,
Behold,
Jeremiah 15 and 16.
Salakia.
Come on, I'll pray.
Jeremiah 50 and 16. Khan, here we go.
Hmm.
Cut off the sower from Babylon, and him that handleth the sickle in the time of harvest. For fear of the oppressing sword, they shall turn every one to his people, and they shall flee every one to his own land.
So understand this, listening audience. That's when the children of Israel are going to truly come together. When they see that oppressing sword really coming down, right? That's when you're going to see the children of Israel start to say, you know what? Yeah, we getting out of here, right? We're going to leave those that want to continue on and prophesy and do these things. Because listen, eventually, right, they are taking away the Bibles from people from being able to buy them online,
Mm-hmm.
right? If anybody's seen that,
Salaki, you go into Target, you go into Walmart. Even Walmart has more Bibles than Target. But you go to Target, Target ain't got not one damn Bible in there. None of them.
you see that? And you ask yourself, why is that? Because of what Target represents. They represent the agenda, right, of these, wicked communities that are made to deceive the people through over-sexualizing them in their confusion, where they tell you, hey, it's okay for you as a man to be as a lady, right? Where they could tell a young lady, hey, it's okay for you to go into the man's bathroom, right? That's confusion. You see that? That is confused. I can't stand it when I go to some of these establishments and I see a universal bathroom. I don't even know if I need to go in there or not, because I don't know who's in there. I go open the door, there's a whole woman in there. You see what I'm saying? Using the bathroom that I'm supposed to use.
Standing up to pee.
Right. You see that? Come on now. Well, go ahead.
Khan,
Where we at?
Jeremiah 50 and 17 now.
Jump to verse 20. We're
Khan,
gonna jump around a little bit now. Salati.
verse 20. In those days and in that time, saith the Lord, the iniquity of Israel shall be sought for, and there shall be none, and the sins of Judah, and they shall not be found, for I will pardon them whom I reserve.
You see that? So that's what's coming to us when we come over into the fold. When we start to come back into the marriage that was for us from the beginning. Right? Our Creator's gonna no more remember our sins. You see that? And he's not gonna look down on the iniquity that we have done to pollute ourselves. But he's got mercy, an everlasting mercy for his children. He's long suffering, right? While we so quick to give up on our own people, our Creator ain't never gave up on you. So how dare you give up on your brother or your sister that's striving for perfection in the last days? You got to ask yourself, what spirit are you in? If our Creator has a spirit of long suffering for his people, right? Let me get verse 22.
Khan, verse 22.
And somebody
It's
grab second Ezra chapter 16 and verse 40.
a sound of battle is in the land, and of great destruction.
Go ahead.
How is that hammer of the whole earth cut asunder and broken?
Right.
How is Babylon become a desolation among the nations?
Right. Go ahead and read that second Ezra chapter 16 and verse 40. So it says, a sound of battle is in the land, right? And of great destruction is coming. Right? So what is the Lord telling his people in the last days, man? Huh? Let's see what Ezra is talking about right here. Right? Go ahead.
The book of Second Ezra, chapter 16 and verse 40. It says, "Oh, my people, hear my word, make you ready to thy battle."
Right. And that's what we're supposed to be doing. He says, oh, my people, hear my word, right? Everybody is not the Most High's people, right? Who you ignorantly call God, right? He don't rock with everybody. He chose a certain people within his earth to keep his law, statutes, and commandments so that they can be preserved from the said perils, right? Go ahead.
Make you ready to thy battle.
We got to
And
prepare for battle, people. That's the time we're in. Go ahead.
and in those evils be even as pilgrims upon the earth.
You see that? He said, even in those evils, right? Just like we just read in Jeremiah chapter 15, verse 16. Just like we just read in Isaiah chapter 13 and verse 15, right? Even in those evils be as pilgrims, meaning you must be ready to get up and go when you start to see things take place within this earth, man. These should be signs and wonders to you to look at to say, okay, well, it don't look like everybody being beamed up out of here. Somebody gonna have to make a pilgrimage, people. Somebody got to go.
TD Jakes ain't going up there.
Nah, he gonna get swallowed up.
He's gonna get swallowed.
Hey, all praises to the creators, right? Go ahead.
He that selleth, let him be as he that fleeth away,
Mm-hmm.
and he that buyeth as one that will lose. He that occupieth merchandise as he that hath no profit by it, and he that buildeth as he that shall not dwell therein.
Right, because listen, man, this place is finished, and everything that was built here is finished. Why? Because it's on the bones and blood of our ancestors, man. This land is polluted. So why are you caring about these things that are made to be destroyed? You see that? All of your earthly possessions, your so-called livelihood that you've learned here, the ways and cares of this world, right? Go ahead.
Khan. Salakia. He that soweth as if he should not reap.
Right.
So also he that planteth the vineyard as he that shall not gather the grapes.
Khan, hey, hold that. Jump to verse 72, I believe, real quick.
Verse 72. It says, for they shall waste and take away their goods,
Mm-hmm.
and cast them out of their houses.
Mm-hmm.
Then shall they be known who are my chosen.
So understand that. While you finally got that house that you worked so hard for, right? That they now telling you people you're going to have to work until you 70 before you can retire, right? They working you into the grave. You see that? They're not easing up off of the ancient.
Nope.
You see that? They ain't got no love and compassion for your knees and your back. And the fact you've been working here all your life trying to obtain equality to a people who are never equal with you. You see that? So he says, then you shall be known who is my chosen when you start to lose these things, right? Because a lot of you going to fight for your house. A lot of you going to fight for your worldly possessions. You see that? A lot of these rich people, man, they're going to be finished because they have put the cares of this world versus what the Most High said he would destroy. Right? So let's go back to Jeremiah real quick. Let me get verse 34.
Khan. Verse 34. Their Redeemer is strong. The Lord of hosts is his name. He shall thoroughly plead their cause, that he may give rest to the land and disquiet the inhabitants of Babylon.
Let me get verse 37. We're going to jump around a little bit.
37.
Mm-hmm.
A sword is upon the horses and upon the chariots and upon all the mingled people that are in the midst of her, and they shall become as women. A sword is upon her treasures, and they shall be robbed.
Yeah, it says they shall become as women, right? And when you look at what's going on in the planet right now, even in the armed forces of this place, man, They are weak. I believe you probably have more women serving on the front lines right now.
Yep. and men that are dressing like women.
Right.
Shit. For Biden's secretary of defense is a tranny.
See that?
That's madness.
You see that? How wicked is that? Can't make this stuff up, people. This place is finished, right? Let me get Jeremiah 51:1.
51:1. The book of Jeremiah 51:1.
And I may
Thus
have to
saith
come
the
back. Salakia is where, you know, we got cut and all that. I may have to come back with another one just to finish this off, right? It ain't no might in it. We almost at 2 hours again, right? We well over 2 hours anyway. But go ahead, Salakia. We gonna set the stage for the next one.
Thus saith the Lord, behold, I will raise up against Babylon, and against them that dwell in the midst of them that rise up against me, a destroying wind, and will send unto Babylon fanners that shall fan her, and shall empty her land. For in the day of trouble they shall be against her round about.
Hey, when you look at these borders and when you look at these military operations, right? These war games that they're doing out in the sea, you would see that this place is surrounded. They are on every end ready to destroy this place, right? And listen, man, you got to be out of your mind to think that this place is going to continue on, you know, for eternity the way that it is right now. This is the worst that this place has ever been, people, right in your very eyes. And it may not look like that because you have the leisure to go about on your free will to get up and go to work every day to continue in slavery, right? Working for the man, working for the system, keeping Babylon running and gunning. It's through us that this place is thriving. You see that? So when we leave through the spirit, this place falls even more, right? And the more we prophesy the destruction of this place, the more it's going to crumble. The more the Most High is going to rip up the earth. The more the Most High is going to send floods. The more the Most High is going to send earthquakes, tornadoes, right? So you better start to prepare yourself on all ends, right? You better start to prepare yourself for the worst, man. You see that? Because if you build yourself up in that spirit and prepare yourself for the worst, right? When that worst happened, when that worst case scenario happened, you've prepared yourself for it, right? Physically and spiritually. You see that? No differently than if you was traveling on your journeys, right? And you ain't never changed a flat tire before. You see that? But yet you took the time to say, hey, I'm traveling. I don't want this tire to go flat. God forbid, right? But yet, if it does, and I ain't never changed the tire, at least I look forward and I had the instructions. I may have my brother may have showed me, my father may have showed me how to do it. That way, when I get on this road, I'm prepared if this tire breaks, right? I got a spare with me. That's preparation. And that's how we have to be when it comes to this service. And when it comes to the men and women, to the men, women, and children, right, that we're going to have to protect. So if you haven't prepared yourself physically, spiritually for impending battle and to protect yours, hey, you got to come under him that is going to do that, right? If you're not a warrior, you men, you got to humble yourself. Right? If you're not praying to be a warrior and for the Most High to strengthen up yourself, hey, you got to come under somebody. Right? But Hey, on that note right there, through the spirit, we just gonna yield this lesson right here on Jeremiah chapter 51. And we're gonna come back and revisit this through the spirit, man. Hey, listen, I ain't been up here teaching in a little minute, right? I've been under the weather, on top of the weather, and out the weather with what they shooting out here in the atmosphere and in this water. You see that? They're polluting everything all around us. So even in that, we have to gear up on all of the things that we're putting in our bodies to fight off the devices of these sorceries, right? So on that note right there, man, hey, listen, I'm your brother Yashu. You understand? I came on here with a little spirit and prophecy for the people. I've been out of the loop of teaching for a little while, man. But I want to give all glory and honor to our creators, man, whose name is Yahweh or Yahweh Shai. You understand that? And I want to give a mighty salute to the 12 tribes of Israel that's scattered abroad and that's rising up in the last days to take back the planet, right? A mighty shalom to the sisters, you know, that's staying in the spirit and the faith and knowing what their instructions is in the last days, right? You see that? And I want to ask the Most High to continue to bless us with that mercy and grace and long suffering for us to get it right in the last days, man, before the destruction befalls this place in totality, man, right? So any of you brothers got any final words?
I just want to say, mighty lesson, Cat. You know, may Yahweh keep giving you the wisdom and understanding, keep bringing these powerful lessons out for all of our edification.
Khan, all praises to the creators.
Absolutely. Rise up, Israel. What can I say? You know, all praises to the Most High and to Yahweh Shai. Like, we're in the last days. We're in the last seconds. Get it together. Mighty and powerful lesson.
All praises. All right. Hey, so with that, Israel, we got the mighty Yashuan, we got the mighty Gadai Shapar in the building, right? We had the mighty Captain Raham in the building. You understand? And we Yahweh's camp, and we're gonna keep going on in the spirit in the last days to rise up the nation, right? To tell these heathens that their destruction is at hand and they're going into captivity. Thus saith Yahweh Yahweh Shai, right?
Khan.
Shalom, Israel.
Shalom.
Buck roll.
I said 12 tribes fell, we just try to bring the family back. On them blocks with that work, but we don't handle pets. Whatever heathens possess, they gotta hand us that. Cause we keep them laws in front of us like a fanny pack. Since we had to go on them chains, y'all gotta stand on that. We was built for it, y'all thought we couldn't handle that. But Esau got the last ruling kingdom. When it's over, all my people wheelchair like they handicapped. Word to first class. When it's time to be delivered, gonna be first class. Chariots above the firmament, see a glass. Yahweh Shai paid that.